Hey, what's up guys? Bolt here. Today we're checking out the UK. This has been added to the Annihilation mod, and after this we'll be playing with China. But today we're going to go through all of the new units that the developers added to Wargame Red Dragon Annihilation. So, the UK brings a lot of new types of units to the game, but we do have some familiar guys such as the Challengers, but they come with more armor, better guns, and like different variants of it. So let's start off with the logistics, and we're just going to go through the entire thing and see what we have. So we got a bunch of vehicle commands. Athena CP looks like just you know, quite a cheap armored command. So 6 front armor, actually that's quite armored. 6 front, 5 side, 3 top, and or 3 back and 2 top. Has a 40mm grenade launcher. That's actually really good range on it as well. On top of that, we have Warrior Command, so nothing brand new, but this thing is nice, has a 30mm on it. And we have a Challenger 2, TSRHQ command as well, 24 front armor, god damn. And a gun that is laser accurate, 75%, 21, 9 rate of fire. That's actually not too bad. That's actually really good. On top of that, we have smoke launchers as well, 15 HP on these. Really nice. So we got a bunch of infantry commands. So these are the logistics tab. Usually I just kind of blow through this. So we got a 5-man command infantry. They come in a Mastiff with a 50, the Coyote with a 40mm. That is pretty cool. And also amphibious. That is interesting. Got a Boxer with a 50, BVS 10 Viking with a 7.62 light machine gun, and we got a Bulldog with a 50 cal as well. This guy's also amphibious. That's pretty cool. Besides that, we got them in Warriors as well, and the Warrior TIS, 5% more accuracy on the gun, and definitely more armored, and a Wildcat helicopter. We also have a Panther, basically this British Humvee, also comes in Chinook, so you can actually transport these command vehicles by helis, which is really cool. I don't know why Eugen never did that. We also have a Rover CP, and the same thing here with a Chinook as well. that unit card is cool. Boxer. CP, really fast, 110 points. That's actually really good. I would probably get 1 card of these and something armored. Besides that, a Wildcat, so helicopter command. Then we got some supplies. So a Chinook with 2500, 55 points, very good. We got a fob, and we got an airborne fob, so you can actually unload a fob anywhere on the map, which really makes these flanking maneuvers much more rewarding and possible. We got some trucks, 800 liters. They also are airborne as well. We got some more trucks, some bigger trucks, 1750 liters. And we got Merlins with 1500. So quite a good amount of vehicles in the logistics. So let's move into infantry, and we got a buttload. Alright, we got, my god, we got so many. We got a lot of infantry. We got paratroopers. Let's start with these. These guys got the LA5A3. They got javelins, which are not top attack. These are direct, but they are fire and forget. So if you lose, well, if you want to move your infantry right after firing, you can do so. They're fire and forget. We also have a GPMG, so 7.62 light machine gun. Really good rate of fire on this guy as well. But yeah, that javelin is really nice. 70% accuracy, 23 AP. The reload time is 7, and that is a good way of kind of balancing it out. Otherwise, these guys would be OP. These guys are shock training. They got good stealth, and it's a 10-man squad, so all in all, really good. Now they are paratroopers, so they come in a wide variety of helis. So we got Wildcats, the Merlin, and the Chinook. So we got quite a lot of options here. And if you do want them in vehicles, you can get them in the trucks. Now next up we have other paras. So these guys were 2 paras, and these guys are called 3 paras. Basically, these guys got javelins, these guys got the law, and they're 15 men instead of 10 men. If we just compare the two, we can look at that. So 40 points for the javelin ones, shock training 10 man, and 30 points for the shock training 15 men. But they don't have the javelins, they just have laws, which is short range, really good rate of fire obviously, but the accuracy and AP is much lower. So these guys are more for city fighting, I would say, and the paras, they can hold their own also in open fields and stuff, or maybe like tree lines, or you know, edge of the forest and stuff. But the way to balance these guys is with the lower manpower. So these guys come in the same vehicle, so we're going to switch over to the Javelin teams. And the Javelin teams, as the name suggests, have Javelins, but these are top attack. So you got 14 AP hitting right on top of the tank. And that is going to do a whole lot of damage. 2400 meters range, which is a good way of balancing it. If they were like 3 kilometers, that would be kind of OP. 70% accuracy on them as well. The reload time is the same. Now, in terms of vehicles, we got the Mastiff, the Coyote, the Viking. So the Coyote has a 40 mil grenade launcher, which is really, really nice. And that's actually really, it's quite cheap, 20 points. That's pretty good. Then we got a Viking with a 7.62, a Bulldog with a 50. We got the Ares with a 40 mil, and this thing is armored to the teeth. 6 front and 5 side, really, really nice. While the Coyote has basically no armor, but it is much faster. Then we got a Warrior. The Warrior with a better, more accurate gun. And we got the Wildcat Heli. And that is true for most of the infantry. What is this? We got the Anglian Regiment, and this kind of reminds me of the Buffalo 85 that South Korea has. So these guys have the Milans. And I don't know what the duel means. Do they fire 2 at the same time? I kind of need to check that out. But we got L85. They got the Milan F2. Quite horrible. Let's be honest here. The stats are quite bad. And they have GPMGs, which have also... well, actually these stats are okay. But they're only 20 points, so you can use it to kind of reinforce the lines that you have with these guys. In terms of vehicles, it's quite basic. So we got the Mastiff again with a 50, and we got the 3 helicopters that we called in earlier. Next up, we got the Dragoon Guards. Let's see what this is. So we got a 5-man team with L85 with a GMG. That is a pretty good range for the GMGs. 2 HE on it as well. Yeah, this guy is going to clap. At the edge of towns, like holding it against enemy infantry pushes, this is perfect. The low manpower makes it more balanced. The low speed makes it more balanced. So you can't just, you know, just move it across the map with every push. You need to be really strategic with where you place these units. So in terms of vehicles, it's all quite basically the same. So you go from the Mastiff to the Coyote with the grenade launcher, the Viking with the 30 cal, the Bulldog with a 50, and the Ares with a 40 as well. So in terms of vehicles, it's all literally the same. But let's move over to the Fusiliers. So we got Fusiliers. These are line infantry units, regular training, really cheap, but they will hold their own. So they got the L85 once again. They got the Law, which at the bottom has good stats. The range, not so much. In terms of LMG, it's the same across the board, so that makes it nice and easy for people to build decks as well. Next up, we got Gurkhas, and these guys are good. Now, if you compare the Fusiliers with the Gurkhas, 10 points versus 25 points. In terms of weaponry, L85, L85, so that's all the same. These guys do have better accuracy, better stabilizer, better rate of fire. So they are much better, or slightly better when it comes to the assault rifle. In terms of anti-tank, it is exactly the same. Yep, and in terms of LMG, there is a big difference. So they go from the GPMG to the Mini-Me, which is a 5.56, while this is a 7.62. The range is lower on the ground, but higher against helicopters. The accuracy is much higher. They are actually stabilized as well. The HE and suppression, the HE is the same, the suppression is lower, but the rate of fire is higher. Wait, is it? No, it's actually lower. But the Mini-Me is better in close quarters. That is one thing that I can be sure of. On top of that, these guys are shock training, and they are faster. So it's quite a good way of balancing it in terms of points. Vehicles are the same, so let's see what else we have. We have some really interesting units. The L.Lad Martlet. Am I pronouncing that right? Mart1ET? I don't know. They got the Martiet LMM dual-purpose missile. This fires at absolutely everything. So it fires at ground targets, at helicopters, at airplanes. Has insane accuracy, but the HE and AP are things that kind of balance it. So they only have 6 AP. They are not top attack, so they can't really kill tanks from the front. Maybe from the side, probably from the rear, but they will take a lot of hits. 4 HE, so it can't really one-tap helicopters. You need 2 hits at least. But you know, it's still a really fun unit to use, so I'm definitely going to be trying it out. Then we got the RA Lad, so these are kind of an upgraded version, I think, right? So 35 points, has better range across the board and better accuracy. But these guys have less range, but more AP and HE. Reload time 0 seconds. That is interesting. We're gonna have to test these out, and do guys keep in mind that everything is still being you know, updated very regularly. They're working on it as we speak. But that is a cool kind of separation. So you either go for better range or you go for more power. And like 12 AP is actually really good. If you get some side shots, you know, that's really nice. And also this guy is not Fire and Forget, while this guy is Fire and Forget. The next move, let's move up to the Royal Marines. And these guys are really, really powerful because they have top attack MBT laws. So they got close range, top attack, anti-tank weapons. It's a 50-man elite trained with a good stealth. They got the L119A2 assault rifle, so that's a 5.56 with insane statistics. They have the GPMG for CQC, and they have the MBT law with a top attack of 12 AP and 20 rounds per minute at 700 meters. That is insane. That is really, really good. 45 points, so they're expensive. Next up, we have the SAS, so you will be quite familiar with the loadout of these guys. It's 10-man elite training. They have a good assault rifle, and they have both anti-tank and anti-air weapons. So 75% accuracy on the Stingers, with 5 HE, so it can one-tap helis, and 19 AP on the I-Laws here with 20 rate of fire. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. What else do we have? We have the Scots Guard. These guys are they're really good against infantry, that's for sure. So we got L85, the Mini-Me, and we have a law that is built with HE. So this is perfect against infantry. 70% accuracy, 4 HE. It's basically Spetsnaz with HE instead of Napalm. Next up we got rifles. So these have similar loadout to the... well, no, actually. They have the L85. I was going to say similar loadout to the Royal Marines, but they don't. They got the L85. They do have an MBT law with top attack. That is one thing. And they got a sniper rifle, 7.62, with really good rate of fire, really good accuracy, and decent range. 1 HE. That is actually really interesting. Shock training as well. Okay. Alright, let's move over to the support tab, see what we got. We got an AS-90. Can fire across the map, 30 kilometers. 7 HE on this, 8 rate of fire, so 1 every 8 seconds or so, if my math is correct. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. Well, I actually am, but you know, not today. So that's not that bad. We can get 2 of them on hardened. We got a Centurion Phalanx, so 20mm Vulcan cannon on top. Accuracy and stabilizer 70. You can just fast move these guys on the road. Wreck helis, really, really nice. It is radar guided, so you will be seated if you use this guy. And a decent range on helis, not too bad. You get 2 cards of them too. Next up we got some mortars, so 81mm, 18 rounds per minute. Not that bad, 5 kilometers range, so it's quite close range for the 80mm. We got some rockets. So we got one that fires cluster AP. So this is a cluster artillery piece. Do we have one with HE? We do, and we have this guy with HE. So we got 2 variants of the MLRS. One fires anti-tank, basically, and the other one fires just HE, so just rockets with HE in it. We also have another one. Jesus Christ, this guy is 500 kilometers, apparently. I think they added an extra 9 by accident. Dispersion is really, really tight. HE of 17. But it only has 4 rockets, so that's a way of balancing that out. Interesting unit. We got some rovers. This guy fires the same thing that the infantry fires, basically low power but good range. And they are also transportable by helicopters. Then we got a Stormer, and you guys are already familiar with this thing. It basically fires an multi-purpose missile. And this was one of the cooler units that the UK had in vanilla. So we have something that fires at ground, helicopters and airplanes with a good accuracy and decent AP and HE. Again, this is not top attack, so this just, the AP is from, you know, from the front or whatever, wherever you hit it. It doesn't go to the weak top armor. We got some AA as well. We got a tracked rapier, FSB2. This guy is really good against helicopters. The accuracy is a bit on the low side, so you do need to get these guys on hardened. You go Rookie, you're gonna have a bad time. 7 HE though, which is really, really nice. Then we got something that is a bit more stronger. The Sky Saber. 4,500 meters range on airplanes. Really good accuracy. 3,150 on helicopters. Actually not too bad either. So we're going through this pretty quick. So far it is a really, really exciting deck to play with, I think. Or nation to play with. So we start off with our weakest tank, which is the Challenger 2. And that is amazing. So 115 points. 22 front armor, 19 AP on the gun. All in all, really good in this mod. I would say a really good medium tank. Then we got a Challenger 2 Telic, and if we just compare the two, we got one more front armor, one more AP power on the gun. Everything else is basically the same. You know, how the GPMG is, or how much the, you know, smoke launcher differs is not really important with tanks. But for 10 points, you get one more AP and one more front armor. Then we move over to the Challenger 2 EFP. So we keep the same front armor. We get 2 more AP. A little bit more accurate gun. That is actually really good. But then we have the Challenger 2 TES. And in terms of gun, it doesn't change, but it has a 50 cal instead of a 7.62. But armor goes from 22 to 24. So your weakest tank starts with 22 armor, and the strongest one has 24. Weakest tank has 19 AP, the strongest one has 21. So you do miss out on the high-end, you know, tank stats, because you don't have the 24, 26 AP E14 Armada with like 25 front armor stats. But I do love the Challenger lineup though. So we got a lot of recon units. We got a 16 Air Assault Pathfinders. These guys carry the L119, really good assault rifle. They once again have the Law and the M12. So they got the rifleman loadout. Elite training, 10 men strength. It's actually not too bad. You can use these as frontline infantry. We got the Ajax. That's a dish soap, 40mm on this. I do love the 40s. That's why I always loved playing as Scandinavia. I don't know, I like the big, mean sounding cannons in this game, dude. 6 front armor, very good optics on this guy, and good stealth. Really fast, actually. That is not too bad. I might, yeah, maybe I need to get this guy. Then we have a CRV, I forgot the Rarden vehicle here, body that we have. This is an amphibious guy with top attack MBT Law, but at close range. You could do some fun, yeah, you could do some fun flanks and ambushes with this thing, actually. Also has a 30mm cannon on it as well. And we can have this guy transported by helicopters, which is realistic because this thing is really, really small. Now we have some helicopter recon units. We got the Gazelle with good optics. Definitely not the best thing to have. You want exceptional optics if you're going helicopters, which this thing has. We have a Wildcat with 20 multi-purpose missiles. These guys are fire and forget. They're not top attack, but they are fire and forget. Really good against helicopters, I would say, but you do need 2 hits, and that's 120 points. So it's quite, you know, quite a pricey unit to use. We've got a bunch of more vehicles. We got the Ares here, exceptional optics, good armor all around, 50 cal and smoke launcher. Then we have the RWMIKS with a top attack javelin and a 40mm grenade launcher with exceptional optics. The stealth is the limiting factor here, but you know, it would be really overpowered if it had good or exceptional stealth, I would say. But that is an interesting unit as well. And we can also transport it by helis. Alright, let's see what else we have here. We got a bunch of infantry. So we got light dragons, L85, GPMG, and MBT Law. Top attack, so that is not too bad once again. Shock troops, very good stealth and very good optics. Not bad. We got the SBS. And these guys have a 40mm grenade launcher, and that is a underbarrel basically, I think, right? They got an underbarrel grenade launcher? Yep, that is true. 400 meters, but that is good. That is limited. 400, honestly, for an underbarrel grenade launcher is still insane, IRL. But you know, in this game, that is a good limit. 60% accuracy, 60 rounds per minute, so damn. That is pretty good. We've got a mini-me as well. Elite training, very good stealth and optics. That is darn good, actually. We have the SRR. These guys are more of a sniper team. They got a 50 caliber sniper, 2 AP on this guy, 1 HE. And do pay attention to where you get this unit in. So this guy is a motorized support, mechanized, airborne, and marine. So basically everywhere. So you don't need to worry about that. We also have sharpshooters. So they have a 50 cal, AW50, insane range. And they have the L85, exceptional stealth and optics. And this thing is a CV killer, I would say. If you get this in the flank of the enemy base, you can wreck all the CVs and artillery. We also have some drones. We got a watch, don't pay attention to the unit model. But we got a watchkeeper with very good air detection, good stealth. But we also have a Reaper drone with Hellfire. So we got 4 Hellfire 2s. These are not fire and forget. 27 AP on these though, with 65% accuracy. But we do have fire and forget paveways with 10 HE. So it is a really, really cool drone to use. Those Hellfires will definitely be crazy to use. In the vehicle tab, not an awful lot. We got Overwatch with Brimstone 3 ATGMs. These are insane, guys. 3,500 meters range, 80% accuracy and stabilizer, and 28 AP on this. This guy is going to be nuts, but you only get 1 if you go Hardened, 2 if you go Rookie. Dang. This is going to be really fun to use. We have an Exactor, which fires a spike and loss. These are top attack, 4,500 meters range. Jesus, with 17 AP. Oh my god, dude. You only get him in Rookie though, so you can't buff this accuracy up even more. So you only get 1. Well, actually you can get 2. I need those. I need to check those out. But you only get them in support and mechanized. Yep. Then we got Strikers with swing fires. These are just fun to use. They're not good, but they're fun to use. And you can have them in helis. Now, speaking of helis, we have a bunch of Apaches. We have the Apache AH-1. This guy has exceptional optics, so it is also a recon heli. We have 8 of the Longbow Hellfires, really good accuracy and stabilizer, insane AP. We got rockets and a 30. You can get 2 unhardened. And you can get 4 unhardened if you want to. We got a slightly different Apache, so while this guy also has rocket pods, this guy just doubles down on the Hellfires. But it can also fire them at helicopters, because it has both AP and HE on these. So that is actually really, really nice to use. But you are limited on the amount. Now we also have slightly a different version of it with JAGMs, 3,500 meters range on ground and 3,150 on helis. Insane AP once again. And I gotta use this guy. This is fire and forget, by the way. That is amazing. Last, we have the WAH-64 Apache with 8 Hellfire 2s. Nothing too special. Yeah, this is kind of like a middle ground guy. Has rockets, it has a bunch of HE Hellfires, by the way. So this would be a good infantry support heli, I would say. Last, we have the airplanes. We got quite a bunch of them. We got the F-35B Lightning. This is the air superiority fighter with 6 of the AIM-120Ds. Almost 10 kilometers range, 80% accuracy and stabilizer. And we got 2 ASRAMs with 4,500 meters range on airplanes and almost 3 kilometers on helicopters. This guy is insane. 60% ECM, exceptional air detection, very good stealth. It's going to be hard to beat. We do have some really cheap derp helis. And this reminds me of my Sea Harrier FRS match that I did where I killed a PU with it. But this guy has some rockets and really cheap 4 sidewinders. But don't use it, please. Harrier GR7 with 2 types of bombs. One is cluster AP and the other one is HE. So this guy does top attack damage with 8. And this is just regular HE. Good ECM on these too, 40%. That's not bad at all. And, you know, if push comes to shove, we got 2 AIM-9Ms. Harrier GR9 with 2 paveways. I would definitely recommend this guy. It's fire and forget at 5 kilometers. A ton of damage. 15 HE damage. It's really, really nice. Sea Harrier, there it is. 4 MRAMs. So if you do need to kind of bolster your air defenses, you could get 5 of these guys on veteran. And you just literally call all of them out if you see an enemy plane. Then you might actually stand a chance of killing it. But 6 kilometers range is, you know, could be worse. We got a Sea Harrier FRS, so this is our seaplane. 7.5 kilometers range on it, 55% accuracy. Definitely get him on Hardened, please. Don't get him on Rookie. Yeah, you don't want those seed missiles to miss. Then we got a Sentry, so this thing jams both AA on the ground, that is radar, and also airplanes at 14 and 20 kilometers. We got a Tornado GR1, and this is a bomber with cluster, so we got top attack, 8 AP bombs. It also has a cannon. The Mauser BK-27 just sounds glorious, but I would definitely not recommend relying on that to kill a plane. We got a Tornado GR4. This is another seed plane with 7.5 kilometers range. Does it have the same stats as the Sea Harrier with the seed missiles? Yes, it does. So we got the exact same seed missiles, but the Tornado obviously has better ECM and much higher speed as well. That is definitely something to consider. But has better ECM, better air detection, and speed. Where were we? We got it. We went through that, did we? No, we didn't. So we got a Tornado GR4 with Brimstone ATGMs. Look at that. 6 kilometers with insane stats here. And it has ASRAMs just in case. That is glorious. Motorized, airborne, mechanized. So you don't get them in Marines. Which is a good way, because with Marines you get insane infantry, but you kind of lack the overpowered airplanes. I'm not saying overpowered, but the really powerful airplanes. What do we got? Centurion, Typhoon Centurion, Fire and Forget Spear 3s. These are top attack ATGMs. 9 kilometers range. Jeez, 14 AP. That's going to wreck. It also has Meteors, which is against airplanes. 12.5 kilometers range, 80% accuracy and stabilizer. You only get them in airborne, so you better be ready to be limited. And you have 4 ASRAMs. This thing is insane. What else do we have? We have the Typhoon F2. Basically, it's kind of a downgrade here. So we got 8 kilometers range ASRAMs. Still really good ECM, speed, and air detection. So this is more of an ASF there. Then we have a slightly better version. So we go from 165 to 200 points to get the Meteor air-to-air missiles. And we get 5 more ECM. Then we got the Typhoon FGR4 ED, is it EOCI with Paveways. Okay, so we got guided bombs, Fire and Forget. We got good AMRAMs, and we got the ASRAMs. This is more of a multi-purpose plane. We got the Typhoon FGR4 Shader. This guy has Paveways and Brimstones and Meteors. So this is kind of everything. This is even more multi-purpose. So we got really long range air-to-air. We got really long range air-to-ground, and we got, you know, slightly closer range air-to-ground. Oh, we got both HE and AP. My god, dude. That is cool. So we got the F-35 Lightning 617. We got top attack Paveways once again, so 10 AP. We got some ASRAMs, the AIM-120Ds, and we got the AIM-132s. And we got 60% ECM. So that's definitely your fighter right there. Tornado GR1A with 8 bombs. We got 8 500 kilogram bombs, so 4 tons worth of explosives on this guy, if you do need that kind of support. And we got a Tornado GR4 Storm Shadow with Fire and Forget air-to-ground HE bombs. Look at that HE and that range. But look at the limitation, only in airborne. That is one way that this mod aims to balance things out, and that is kind of what Eugen is doing now with Warno. You're forced to go with divisions instead of just building a multi-purpose, all-around powerful deck. If I were to use this, if I were to just build a regular deck in this game, I would definitely want more infantry, because 5 cards of infantry is never enough for me. I usually go mechanized or motorized, but if I go motorized, I miss a lot of these airplanes, so I don't get this guy, for example, or I don't get the Typhoon Centurion. So those kind of things are something to reconsider. But yeah, guys, if you do want to kind of play around with it, check out the link in the description. It should lead you to the Discord, where you have instructions to how to download, install this mod, and check it out for yourself. Do join the Discord. There's tons of people that play regularly, and you will definitely be able to find a match very, very quickly. If you enjoyed, please do let me know down in the comment section. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys back shortly. Bye bye.